And we are live? Yes, we are live. Welcome, guys. Part 10. Can you believe that? Yeah, can't believe we're already on 10. So, welcome back to Portugal, guys. Welcome back. So, we're starting off, and I'm trying to sort of readjust to where we're at here. And so we've got a war going on in Australia here. We're trying to, of course, complete our Australia colony. We've got 3 colonies, one here in P Rapper. It's kind of a strange name, P Rapper. Which would it be to change the culture here? Why? Right? What's the point? Palawa. We can let them be Aboriginal. Why not? Why not, right? Is that worth 15 mana points? Maybe, but what about here in Twee? It is 11. Convert it. We can let them be Gunwing Winnie. We can let them remain Gunwigiguan, right? We can let the Winnie. We can let the Gunwiniguan people be peaceful and free in Twee Island, right? Or Tiwi Island, right? I think we can afford that. I think that's something moving forward. We can just let the Portuguese hang out here in Mangala. But yeah, so we're expanding over here. We're going to complete our Portuguese colony because, even if we just take these 2 Larrakia provinces, Winambul and Kurama over here in Western Australia in the Northern Territory, we'll have a complete colony. But not only that, we're also up against Yanua in Mingan, also here kind of towards the border of Northern Australia and Queensland. And over here, Bialy, kind of up near the Gold Coast, near Brisbane. Or I think this might be where Brisbane... I think Brisbane is actually more over here. But anyway, sort of in kind of north-ish Queensland. Yeah, so we're going to win, take these guys out. All these, as well as these guys north of Perth. The Nyunga. Yeah, so we're going to take those guys out, get our Australia colony going nice and steady. Of course, once that's going, we're, of course, going to start subsidizing them, and they can sort of start expanding around, right? Get a nice domination over Australia. Give us a good little base of operations over here in the Indies. Although we already kind of have a decent one going, right? Got our colonies going in Buru, Kendari, Sulu, Palu, which is great because, heck, man, that is already complete apparently. I thought that colony was still going, but apparently it's already complete. That is a natural harbor, my ladies and gentlemen. That is a center of trade. And so I think we are definitely going to immediately just put that into a trade company since we already have it converted. We want to definitely convert things before we put it in a trade company if we want to convert them, because putting things in a trade company gives you -20 missionary strength, and I don't care how strong your missionaries are, you're never going to be able to convert it if it's -20. Like, that's just not going to happen, which I kind of forgot about that before I put this Bengkulu in a trade company. But that is neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can survive with one province that's Hindu. So I think that's all right. The other war we're going is we're invading Cusco. We're invading Peru. And not only that, but we seem to have declared war on basically all of Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. So pretty much all the Andean nations, except I see Chimu here, which is, as I understand it, the main historical rival to Cusco, or one of the main historical rivals to Cusco. So we're leaving them alone. And even though in Chanchan here, as I understand it, there is a monument, the Chanchan Citadel, and actually that doesn't require any specific anything really, like no specific requirements. So if we were to capture that, we would indeed get that monument, which would give us the province garrison growth. Okay, local defensiveness. I guess then it would make sense to like put a fort there. And what terrain is it? Mountains. Okay, okay. So that could be a good fort, right? Development cost in the area, which the area is this whole coast area. Okay. Again, more defensiveness. And global modifier +2 diplomatic relations. Now, I don't know if the overlord of the colonial nation gets that +2 diplomatic relations. If so, that's huge, but it might just end up being the colonial nation. Ahí está.
Thank you.
So yeah, folks. Also, let me just make sure this isn't privated. This stream here. No, we're public. We're public. We're public. Oh, we're public. Some people join up, if you please. That'd be nice. Anyway, so that's gonna happen. That's gonna give us our beautiful, beautiful Peru colony. Meanwhile, let me check something. Is my Portuguese Brazil colony expanding at all? I'm not sure they're colonizing at all right now. Now, they started colonizing south, which I'm not like super thrilled with, to be honest with you. I don't think they're currently colonizing anything. I might need to raise their subsidies. They might not be making enough money. Yeah, they're not. They're spending a lot on that army of theirs. 8K, which is not that much, but we do have the income to, increase their subsidies, so we'll have to do that because we need these guys expanding. Because I would think that Castilian Brazil is doing that. Yeah, no, they're expanding two colonies. So, yeah, Castilian Brazil is definitely outgrowing Portuguese Brazil, and that's not what we want to see. At least Rio de Prata is expanding at least one at a time. So that's something. That's good. Right? That is good to see. But we need more. Scotland just appeared down here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, we're gonna have a Peru colony, and England is of course over here in Colombia. So, but Norway too. Norway is here. That's wild. Okay, Norwegian Colombia instead of Norway showing up here, which is where you'd think they'd show up, but that is what it is. Of course, constantly, we're of course dealing with nonsense in the south here, but things are looking better than they were previously down here. The Native American nations seem to be kind of more on the back foot than they were before, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get attacked here pretty soon by the Huron. Or no, they all actually seem to be more or less in a truce with us, generally speaking. Like almost everybody. Even the Ichisi. No, the Ichisi are not. Do I have a claim on them? We can just attack if I have a claim. No. And the Creek? No. So, yeah, I think when I get Diplomat back, I think we're going to fabricate claim on them, attack them before, more people end up attacking us. May as well. We want to get these colonies real big so we can have them attack the 13 colonies for us, which is actually already pretty good size. So, might be a little hard pressed. We might be a little hard pressed for that, but we'll see what we can do. Once these guys have everything cored up, though, I mean, man, there's a lot of provinces left to core up. That'll be pretty good. Plus, man, this Louisiana colony is going to be looking real nice. Which we might think of some nice ways to name these. these areas. I don't know if I really feel this being New Portugal, you know? I don't know if I really feel that. Stability -3. It's hilarious. Um, which I actually didn't realize that just by hovering over these nameplates, you can see their stability and such. I guess that's the case with everybody. Man, thousands of, like, you know, thousands of hours played, or like, you know, I don't know how many hours played. I just figured that out. That might be unique to the DLC, but I'm not sure it is. It might be. That might be everywhere in the game. That might be not unique at all. I wouldn't be the least bit shocked if that's not unique at all to the DLCs, and that's just been how it always is. Yeah, I could check everybody's stability out. Wow. That's funny. My buddies over here in Ethiopia, yeah. So what, I've currently got, yeah, France, an ally, and Ethiopia is an ally. Those are my 2 allies. I could have another ally or I could have another vassal pretty soon. Something I might want to think about, right? Okay. Wow. Funny stuff. All right. Well, anyway, let's get right to it, guys. Let's get this war going. Let's win this. Let's do it. And also, while we're sieging this down, I think that, oh yeah, we're going to kill these guys. Get a stack wipe right here. So yeah, they're doing their thing here. They're well on their way. I think since Cusco is the war leader, I think I'm going to go next for Ichima. Songhai declared us a rival. It could be pretty cool to have some of these weird sort of non-European powers as rivals, because I understand that now as like who've rivaled us, there's Kliwa, Ayutthaya, and now of course Songhai. I know that like Songhai I could definitely beat up on, and Kliwa of course we could beat up on. I mean we just did. Ayutthaya would be a little bit more difficult, but I think like with an alliance with either Anam, Kamai, or some of these guys over here, I think we can do it. Whoa, okay, hold up, hold the phone. Well, for one thing, we have corruption growing. I may as well do that. All these guys, what is going on here? There's a whole huge war. I guess I'll grant you guys, so Landshut, let's see. What is this, like, world war going on? What's happening? Oh. This is like a Catholic versus Protestant war or something. That's what this is. Well, we have a Protestant Austria. That's unusual. Yeah, dude. That's exactly what this is. This is a Catholic Protestant league, or no. I don't know. Actually, I mean, look, Aragon is on the side of a lot of these powers. They do seem to be mostly the Protestant powers. What about Nassau, for example, here? That's Protestant. Palatinate, that's Protestant. Switzerland, Reformed. But Belgians here, that's Protestant, but that's on the same side as these guys, like Würzburg. Würzburg, even though they have a large, like, you know, a lot of the people are Protestant Reformed, their national religion is Catholic. So this might be like a Catholic or Protestant league war. I'm not entirely certain. I'm really not entirely certain. Anglican. Guess they sent all the Catholics to the 13 colonies, right? But yeah, we'll see how this shakes up. They're all asking for military access. I suppose I'll give it to them. I mean, it doesn't really hurt me at all to, like, give these guys military access. It really doesn't, because, I mean, heck, like, all it does is raise my relations with different people, you know? All it does is raise my relations with these different, like, countries. Like, oh, yeah, see? Or, well, Landshut, I know they asked. they allowed us military access. It gives us 10 plus relations with these countries, so it doesn't really hurt us at all. Another ability. Prestige per development from missionary? Yeah, we already pretty much are sitting around at 100 prestige as it is. Well. Goods produced modifier? 30, 1/3? Oh my god. Wow. Institutional spread. Yeah, so in floating batteries, that's pretty good. Blockade impact on siege. These were like kind of more of a naval power, like in most other countries. I mean, right? But I think we'll go for institutional spread. So hold up, what are some of our missions in this age? So humanist or religious, I'm not sure that I'll get either of those. I could consider maybe religious. That could be good. Asian trade. Gain trade bonus from either silk, spices, or China ware. I'm sure we're going to have that soon enough. Unify culture, own all provinces of your culture group. Yeah, no. It's not going to happen until I take over Castile. And as we all know, they're a PU under France, so that's not happening anytime soon. And luckily, I have France as an ally, which unluckily, that means I won't be able to really go to war with them, but on the bright side, they won't be going to war with me. And they are more powerful than I am. That is for sure. So, yeah. But Asian trade, I think I'll be able to get that real soon. Spices, I don't know. China ware is a little far off. Spices themselves are a little far off, though I do have some spice provinces. But silk, I think I have a few. Well, I know I have Granada. But cloves I'll be getting very soon. We're already growing cloves in Zanzibar. That's already something that's happening. And what's more is, well, we unfortunately did not get cloves in Ambon, which sucks. Oh, okay. Me van a pensar eso. All right. So, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, so Ambon, it's tropical wood. Unfortunately, we didn't get cloves, which sucks because Ambon is a high development province from the get-go. Like, that was really a punch in the gut, to be honest with you. But I honestly didn't really want to, like, scam the save. You know, I didn't want to hit the Alt F4, which it would have probably been justified, honestly, in that situation. But I decided not to. I decided to go legit and just take the hit. But Saram at least got it. Buru, it's gotten it too. So we just have to get, yeah, there's Sula and Halmahera, and obviously, of course, there's Ternate and Tidor, which are allied with the Sulawesi countries. So those, it's a lot of spices right there. I think that this would be I think these would be pretty good wars out here to do, actually. I think these would make a lot of sense declaring on a lot of these guys. Of course, as soon as I do that, I will have to start dealing periodically with rebels out here. But I think that's doable enough. I think that is doable enough. We can definitely deal with that. Oh, what are these guys up to? Can we catch these guys slipping? Can we catch this army? Can we beat them to the punch? Can we get them here in Tarija? No, looks like we can't. So they're all going down south to attack La Plata. I think that's okay. I think we could just let them do that. Okay, so it looks like in order to go north, wow. These guys just keep at it, don't they? Oh my God. Yeah, they're all going north. Okay, or they're all going south to attack Rio de La Plata. Oh my God. That's okay. That's okay, man. We can go straight for Cusco. That's okay. Yeah, we could take down this fort. If they don't want to hang out with us, if they don't want to hang out and fight us and try to defend themselves and they want to go after my colonies, that's okay. I can just go down and take down their forts. That's fine. Like, because I think also something I wanted to mention. I think there's also a great project down here. Yeah, so Tiwanaku. There's Tiwanaku, but you have to be Inti. Machu Picchu. You have to be Andean. There's Chimu, of course, or Cham Citadel, Chanchan Citadel. Kapak Nan. You have to be Andean. But there is the Cerro Rico de Potosi. So you have to get, the single whip law. Okay. Or so when the conditions of that are met. Wait, okay, hold on. See, so just in general, from anyone having this, you get local goods produced plus 3. You get more local goods produced in the area. You get less interest per annum, which is pretty crazy. And if you got the single whip law, you get another 3 goods produced. And you get more, so you get inflation reduction. But then if you got Tears of the Moon, you get even more inflation reduction from that and Tolerance of the True Faith. I'm not sure if that Tears of the Moon is like an Incan event specifically, or I'm not really sure. I couldn't tell you, but anyway, that will apply to us in Potosi. So that's huge because it's a gold province. It's going to be a bunch of gold coming out of here. Beautiful. Thank you, natives of Flores. So this time, I think I will start a claim against. What do you think, Tidor or Ternate? Tidor is allied with Bhutan, and Ternate with Bone. I think. Well, let's see. What's better, Ternate or Tidor? Which has more? Tidor has more development, so I guess I'll go for Tidor. And they're up against Bhutan, which might be a little easier to digest for the first time. But, shoot, man, Ternate, too. Let's just spy network on both of them. And Mapuche, we've got our spy network with them. We've got a claim right here. There you go. And also, we were going to wait on, if I remember correctly, we were going to wait on these ideas in order to get another Miltech, but we're already at Miltech 13, so that's 55% ahead, so like 3 years ahead. We haven't embraced printing press either. So we'll get this naval attrition. We'll get that. We're very close to completing our ideas to get our traditions and ambitions, I believe. We completed all of them. We'll get global tariffs plus 20%, which is pretty huge. Because, I mean, we get, well, it's not that crazy. We get 4 ducats per month in tariffs. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, before we forget, man, the Creeks are going after my allies. And that means how many of these guys? It's actually not that many. Like, it's not that strong of a native force. It's actually going after my colony this time. So what? I mean, 7. So wait, what? It's just Creek and who else? Just Creek. I don't know, dude. I think these guys can take them without my help. Or no, these guys are Portuguese Louisiana. Okay. We're going to recall these guys. Before anything else, we're going to recall these guys, which should have already done because, like, there's no point for them to still be here. Building spy network. That's under covert. We'll call these guys. Nice, man. Where should we send these guys? Now, we'll send them down to take out these Nuga guys. Beautiful to see Baruch. It becomes self-sustaining. That's great. Guarda Real. Those guys are here, right? Yeah. We can disassign these guys, go after these rebels. Man. Guys are just going through my La Plata colony and just wreaking havoc. Lion's breaking. Hold up. Because we consider the same 20 provinces of vital interest. And what provinces would those be? Because I think we can just remove them as being of vital interest, right? Like, that's not a big deal. Okay, they consider all of this vital interests, all of Egypt and stuff. What are my vital interests? Yeah, I mean, we can take this off. That's fine. Doesn't mean we can't also take these places. You know, it doesn't mean we can't take them anyway. Right? Yeah, sure, we'll take these all off vital interest. That's fine. We'll keep our alliance with them. So, okay, these ones are of vital interest to them. I think that about does it. Yeah. Yeah. So they're not gonna break that alliance anymore. That's good. Okay, we solved that little problem. All right, man. Now we have Buru. That is fully colonized. That's beautiful to see. Now we could go for like maybe one of these guys, or go for one of these guys up here. I don't know. There's some options. Yeah, like we could. I'd rather just conquer these little tribes here to get the colonial nation and then just subsidize them to expand out themselves. And meanwhile, we can just keep going through a lot of these little these beautiful spice islands here. Oh yeah, you guys are working, right? Yep. Yeah, so what other beautiful spice island colonies can we make here right now at this time? We could land in the Philippines. That could be good. Or better yet, one of these beautiful guys right here. 10 development. Gorgeous. Or clove potential in Sulu or Halmahera. All right? Yeah, let's do somewhere with a clove potential. How about that? Beautiful, beautiful cloves. Beautiful, beautiful cloves. All right. We'll wait on that. Looking good. Okay. Guys are going to show up in UAT, and we're going to siege that down. Wonder where these guys are going to go after. Are they going to come up, back up to fight me? Or are they just going to go on to my next colony and raid them? It would be a little easier for me if they just raid them. So, I don't have a whole lot of converting to do right now in my guys because you know, we're either making them, we're either working on colonizing them currently or they're being cored up. So we've just been sending them to our subject areas and converting some of these provinces in Mexico here. Converting a lot of Mayan provinces, provinces of the Mayan religion. What about these Nahuatl provinces? Ooh, 5.51% per month. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Forget about that. We'll send it to some of these Mayan provinces. How about that? That's a little better. We'll be done in 8 months and only take like less than 1 ducat per month to convert. I think that's a little better. So how many guys live in a garrison? Should we assault? We don't have that much manpower. Maybe we should avoid assaulting. I think we'll take the fort soon enough. What is this? French conquest of Zurich, man. The French are getting aggressive, man. French are getting real aggressive. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. We want them to be friendly with us. We want them to be nice to us, you know. We want those French to. We want to be in good with those French, man. So we'll join that war. However, will we help out at all? I don't really think so. I don't think we're gonna help out for squat. I don't think we're gonna help at all. I'll tell you what though. Lisbon, man. Gotta get this as a that or Porto. We gotta get that as a world port, man. We gotta get that as a world port. And by the way, guys, thank you for coming and joining me tonight. I really do appreciate that. It really means a lot. It's always a cool thing when people log on to the streams, man. It's always really cool. It's always super cool. Oh yeah, Gibraltar, man. I forgot. I got the last game. I got the Birth of a New City modifier. Huge, man. Huge. Huge. Huge stuff. Huge stuff. But as I was saying, guys, thank you all for joining me tonight. I really appreciate that. It would mean a lot if you guys could like the stream, if you guys could subscribe to the channel. You know, I would really appreciate that a whole bunch, man. Genuinely. I genuinely would. Well, these guys are taking attrition. We do not want that. Yeah, it means a whole heck of a lot. It really does. So I would appreciate it if you guys could do that. And guys, I'm not DSP. You'll never catch me asking for donos. That's for sure. Yeah, our merchants can keep a lower profile. We can do that for our colony, can't we? Oh yeah, so we're gonna finish this, then we're gonna hop over here and kill these guys. They've decided to come north and try to take back Potosi, but that's not gonna work, is it? Because they don't have the main Cusco army with them, do they? So I think they might be a little out of luck. Can we take this fort? No. All right, hopefully after this little round, they'll take the fort. I think they probably will. Now over here, well, let's assault this. Because 900 Aboriginal soldiers, I think we can win that. I think so, guys. I think so. Yeah. Oh, and just at the same time, we win the siege in Puno. Cool to see. So let's see, can we annex Uwat? We can. Can we take ducats as well? We can. It's kind of wild, though, that, like, it's 90. Oh, I was about to say, it's kind of wild, though, that it is 90-some admin power to take it. But no, they migrated along, and it's now 16 admin power to take to core up. So we'll do that. Sick, man. Puno captured it. We've captured the fort, and now we're going to head down to relieve our good friends over here. Although, man, there's a good amount of these guys coming in. It does seem actually like the main Cusco army has arrived. But I think these guys aren't going to know what hits them. I don't think they'll see the might of the Portuguese army coming. And especially if we can get these Valencians to give us help, too. Ooh, Portuguese. Wait, hold on. Okay. Oh, you know what? Something I forgot about. Let's see what the status on this, like, whole colonial war versus the Creek is. I don't see any Creek soldiers. Oh, here they are. Yeah, can we do anything with these favors in France? If not, we should just recall these guys. But we don't have an extra merchant. We need an extra merchant, or sorry, an extra diplomat in order to do anything with these favors. So we are going to cancel query favors for now. We call these guys and have them go and intervene in this whole Creek war here. So the local merchants in the Costa de Ouro have complained to the Portuguese Guinea Company about a lack of coinage stifling the flow of trade. The company has been has been given permission by the king to issue its own currency, allowing for the foundation of mints in provinces under its control. Minting, of course, requires a supply of an appropriate metal. Gold, silver, and bronze are not always readily available to the company. An alternative source of coinage would be to accumulate coins from Hausa and countermark them with the company's stamp. This would likely anger the Sultan of Hausa, who would see it as a defacement of his image. Okay, so we can get a company mint in Costa de Oro, giving more trade value. I mean, that's great, right? There's not really any downsides to this. More burger loyalty. There's no downsides to this, but if we get appropriate house and currency, we will get yearly inflation reduction by a 0.2. So that will decrease our inflation more. It's pretty good. Which I'm going to actually reduce inflation once here. I like this, to be honest. Well, both are good. Both are good, to be honest with you. Both are good. But I think I'm going to go with the first one. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good to me. All right. Hopefully we can win this battle. I think we probably can. We're going to get the terrain advantage, because they're assaulting a fort, or sieging a fort, rather. Beautiful to see these all cored up. And the Valencians are indeed joining us. I think we got this. I think we've got this, guys. Anyway, great. Won the little Battle of Kurama. Let us go up to this province, take out some of these natives on our way, or some of these aboriginals on our way. And again, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, like and subscribe, guys. But most importantly, like the stream. There's no downside to that. There's nothing to lose, right? You're not going to get bothered by anything if you like the stream. So there's no downside. But also, like, if you want to continue with the series, if you want to continue watching, subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Ideally with the bell, so you get notified when I'm on. You can join. You can come hang out with me. Usually I stream like about around once a week. I'd honestly like to start streaming a little bit more often than that, but salute. I'd like to start streaming a little bit more often than that, but right now that's about what I manage to do at the moment. That's just kind of how it's hacking out these days. Okay, man. So these guys are cored up. That's beautiful to see. Let's do some conversion. How about that? Convert some of these provinces. Once we convert them, we can just throw them in a trade company, right? It's a state. It's like a territorial core. So, yeah, we can just concentrate development. Two development will be taken from Natal, and one will be transferred. Concentrate development. We take 6 development, buy an extra development at the capital, get 4. No, I'm not going to do that here because that's some gold provinces. Yeah, so that's good trade company province. Sick, dude. Sick, dude. Wow, I've got 80% of the trade down here. 80%. It's beautiful. And in Zanzibar, 31. Okay. There's room for improvement there. 1 second, guys. Nah. All right, guys. Try to turn the fan on. It's getting pretty toasty in here, dudes. I'm not going to lie to you. Can I upgrade or downgrade during war? Okay. Yep. Yeah, dude. So, what are we gonna do with some of this extra money here in the meantime? That's a real question. I think that like so we don't really have many more like relevant like marketplaces to really build. That doesn't really make that much sense for us right now. Oh, Saram, yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously workshop on a clove province. I mean that's pretty obvious. Some workshops and these high trade value goods. I think that's pretty straightforward, right? Draw. I mean, is that also still Islamic? No, we have like no Islamic provinces over here. Draw. I mean, that's probably worth having a church there, some extra income. But Lisbon, a barracks. I think that's a good move. I think that's a very good move. Though what's interesting is Tafai Lal. I don't know why, but Tafai Lal, for some reason, if I put on a barracks, actually gets more manpower than Lisbon, even though Lisbon has a significantly higher, like... Oh, it's because actually Tafai Lal has more, for some reason, more base manpower, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure why. I think maybe it's because I had a lot of extra admin power when I wanted to like basically dev up the gold mine, and so obviously like to dev up the gold mine you need like you need also like dev for other aspects. You need either like admin dev or mill dev as well. So I think that I had an extra mill power, so I dev'd it up. I dev'd up the manpower. I think that's what happened. Now we're going to send these guys over to Lima. Take that. Kaliwa no longer considered as a rival. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and, by the way, enforce peace on Creek. I wonder if they will agree to it. They won't. That's fine by me. It's totally fine, actually. I don't mind that one freaking bit, dude, because just go and take these guys out. Ahoy. Ahoy, matey. Ahoy, matey. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. And if you're not a subscriber, become one, dude. Become one. Oh, we've got another guy declaring war on us. Who else is declaring war? Koficheki. Koficheki is declaring war. Wow. Oh, looks like we surpassed Kaliwa. That's cool. Yeah, eclipsed Kaliwa. Beautiful. All right. Sick. Sick. Free 10 power projection, which will get us for a little while, like at 50. So now who are our rivals? Only the Mamluks and Valencia. So we can choose like Songhai or Ayutthaya. I think I might go for Songhai, right? I think that'd be cool. And we could take this whole like sort of Jolof coast, which will have like the port of Kayor and Gabu. And so we can get more of this beautiful trade in the Ivory Coast, man. More of this amazing Ivory Coast trade. Yeah. Also, how is Catholicism doing in Congo? No, that's not a thing that happened. I guess it's because like I didn't go with like a Congo alliance, or I don't know. Mewene Congo Garcia, the third Lukeni. What is going on there? What is going on there? Garcia, I guess there is some Portuguese influence in the Congo, I suppose. To Castile. How are you guys looking? Wow. Wow, look at this. Expanded across some of these Indian Ocean islands that I didn't really want or need. Yeah, Congo gets Portuguese names for rulers. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess it's historical, right? I mean, like, Congo did have like a ton of like Portuguese influence. Man, 5 wars at once. Holy crap. Whoa. Ooh, Maluka's famine. That sucks. We've been cash cropping the land too much and the people didn't have enough food to eat. Sorry, guys. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to. Wasn't my intention. But I guess it's profits before people, like they said. Sorry. So, Nusa Tenggara people request conversion in Flores. Yeah, man. Welcome to the faith, dude. Welcome to the faith. And so I guess we'll immediately then just put these guys in the trade company. Sick. Spices, man. Spices. Spices in Flores. Isn't that beautiful? How many spices provinces do we have going now? I think this might... Well, we have this in Baileytung. Yeah, man, we better do this Ternate and Tudor war. Man, all these guys have, them and their allies, is just spices, man. It's all they're about. Spices, spices, spices. Okay. That was exactly your intentional. Maybe. 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 It's possible. It's possible. I can neither confirm nor deny. Anyway, let's also put some claims in some of these other guys here. Hold on. Austria's defender of the Protestant faith. That's bizarre to hear. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Vassal of Tonala. Are you excited for EU5? Here's the deal, man. Honestly, no. Like that's the short answer. Like sort of the longer answer is that like, yeah, like in a sense, I'm excited for like a sequel to EU4, though I gotta tell you, like I'm not really bored of EU4 because like I just actually pretty recently got all the DLCs. Like this is only my second playthrough, or actually, hold on, no, this is like, no, yeah, this is my second playthrough with all the DLCs. So, you know, it's not like it's old to me. It's not getting old. Like, I mean, the game without DLCs, yeah, I mean, there are various times it had gotten old to me. I stopped playing, then I picked the game up back again. But, you know, with DLCs, like this is it's a whole new it's a whole new animal, man. It is a whole new animal, and I'm not bored of it at all. So there's that angle of it, right? But you know, so yeah, as much as I'm not really bored of EU4, a lot of people are, and I think that like a little bit overly complex. And it's not that EU4 isn't extremely complex, but like it's like simple enough at its core. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a complex game, but it has like a certain simplicity at its core. You know, you move your armies around, you conquer areas, and you integrate it. Wait, I thought I already had a core in Goa. Oh, okay. Oops. You know, like it has a simple enough base to the game, right? And I think that might be something that's lost in EU5. And ultimately, here's the thing. Really, what I'm kind of worried about is that it's going to go the way of Rome 2 Total War. Okay? So when I was a kid, I had Rome Total War, and I loved it. Later, I got Medieval 2 Total War. I loved it even more. And I actually have like Medieval 2 Total War on this computer. I haven't played it in a little while, but from time to time, you know, it's a game I'll boot up. It's a great game. It's a tremendous game. It's absolutely tremendous. You know, and look, like, I was pretty excited for, I've always been excited for the idea of a Medieval 3 Total War, or at least I used to be. And when Rome 2 Total War came out, man, I was hyped for that. I was super hyped. I don't exactly remember how old I was, but I think I was a teenager. And this is already some years after I, you know, first gotten Rome 1 and played that. I was super hyped for it. I got Rome 2 Total War, and man, I didn't like it. They overcomplicated the game at like the expense of, you know, what people loved about the game. You know? And I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it one single bit. I thought it sucked. Like, I thought it totally sucked. You know, and I probably played it for like, shoot, I don't know, 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that. And I was like, what? This stinks, dude. This game sucks. And by the way, I'm not the only one who thinks that. It got, like, not good reviews. Like, the reviews were not good. And so that's kind of, like, okay, so after that point, I kind of got a little bit sort of turned off to a lot of the sequels to a lot of the games that I love. You know, like, Oh, here's another good example. Dude, Age of Empires 2. All right? They had Age of Empires 3. And I'm not saying that Age of Empires 3 was this terrible game in and of itself. You know, I don't really think it was. I think it was all right. Like, it was cool. But, like, dude, like, it wasn't as good as Age of Empires 2. They made it more, like, way more complex and needlessly so. And who plays, you know, I mean, Age of Empires 2 still has a solid, like, a pretty solid community. Maybe a few years ago it had, like, a more solid community. I know at least, like, you know, back in, like, 2019, 2020, like, I would play it still a lot. And, like, I knew, like, a lot of other people play it. And I lived overseas in, let's put it this way, in a Chinese-speaking country, not like the People's Republic of China, but another Chinese-speaking country. And there were a lot of people there who played it, and I had a lot of people that I played it with. But look, man, like, there's still, like, my point is there's still a community for Age of Empires 2, but there isn't for Age of Empires 3. So, I don't know, man. You know? I'm a little skeptical about it. Like it's not that I'm saying, like, I'm a hater, I think it's gonna suck. I'm just not getting my hopes up. I'm not getting my hopes up. Because I think there's a very good chance it's going to be another Rome 2, it's going to be another Age of Empires 3. Like, that's the sort of thing I'm thinking of. And that, and as I mentioned in the beginning of my sort of, like, long-winded monologue about this, is that, look, man, the fact that they are releasing, you know, dude, 2 DLCs on release, to me that's not a good sign. Like, to me, that is not a good sign. And that could be worse. That could be worse. It could go the way of Battlefront 2. And Battlefront 2, okay, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is an example of releasing, my God, dude, France is on a rampage. Jesus, man. Oh my God, this is a scary France, dude. I feel you 100%. EU4 is very solid. The political basis is Machiavellian, which tells a good story that involves you in the things you need to be involved in without not being too complicated. Yeah, I agree. And look, I mean, look, and see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It tells a good story and involves you only in the things you need to be involved in, right? And, like, you know, look, for like the average layperson, I guess you could say so. Like, I mean, look, like, when my wife here sitting over here looks at this game on the screen, she's like, what the heck are you playing, man? Like, what is all this? What is all this stuff on the screen? And I can see why. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of different options and things. But it's like, it's like all one giant control panel, right? You know, there's one core process. There's one core thing you're doing. Like it's straightforward what you're doing. But here's all these knobs and dials, right? You turn this up. You turn this down. You got this effect. You got that effect. You got power projection. You got tax modifier, manpower modifier, this modifier, that modifier. But it's all just tweaking, you know, different statistical aspects, right? Bonuses and buffs and debuffs, all that sort of stuff. You know, it's like they're all details of one single entity, right? And so, yeah, I'm afraid that, like imagine it's like one single river going in a certain direction. And these are all just details. These are all just individual rocks in the river, right? I'm afraid that EU5 is going to go like is going to be like three rivers going, or like one river that's going to split into three different directions, and like the population aspect, right? Like I'm a little worried that like that's going to be too big an aspect of the game, and that it. And I mean, you have that in like Victoria, so I don't know. I'm just worried. Yeah, like I said, I'm just worried they're going to overcomplicate it. That's really all I can say. But the other aspect I'm also worried about is that it might be like kind of like they might kind of release like basically an unfinished game here, and like I don't know. Hoping they keep Pops to a similar hands-off approach to how his states are. Yeah. 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 That would probably be good. Also, we got this triangle trade mission. The triangle trade. Slaves from Africa are being sent to work in plantations in the New World. The products of the slave labor are then shipped back to Europe and sold for an outrageous profit. This is the Atlantic Triangle trade, and we must dominate it. Cool, man. Sick. All right. So, it's a lot of slavery you got going on here, I guess. That's kind of a bummer. But we got tobacco plantations working on that. We got, of course, your classic. We got the cotton plantations, obviously, right? We've got, what else we got? Sugar plantations. Oh, man. I suppose maybe coca too, coca también, right? What else would slaves be working on? Maybe gold mining? I don't know. That about sums up. You can't just pop the triangle trade mission and say profits before people where it's not your intention. Well, what, dude? Do you want me to not pop the mission? What can you do? What can you do? Yep, man. Oh, wow, look at all these modifiers. Attrition for enemies, nearby merchant republics, trade companies. Wow. Severe monsoon. Oh, my God. Triangle trade, dude. Local goods produced. It's not horrible. Goods produced. It's the good is people. Awful. It's terrible. It's just awful. Yeah, my favorite example of like a game that was sort of released like completely unfinished was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Because I remember being in my friend's house like real young and on the PS2 playing. Let's get some level 3 advisors here. I think it's high time for that. And playing Battlefront 1, like the original Star Wars Battlefront. And man, like that game is amazing. And you had the Galactic Civil War, so like Rebels versus like Stormtroopers, right? Rebels versus Empire. And you also had the Clone Wars. You had both. And then so, that's PS2. And so, wow, I think, whoa, heck, dude. Man, Battlefront 2 comes out for the PS4. Wow, man, an advanced game system. Dude, it's going to be so crazy. Like, I remember how good Battlefront 1 is. Well, I can't wait to play basically like, a similar game, like, with better graphics, with more power, on a more advanced system. Well, I can't wait. Like, dude, they could have literally just released the same game, like, with better graphics. I would have been happy about that. But guess what they do? They release it, and it's only Galactic Civil War. Like, what? Dude. And they have no space battle missions. Like, what? So you're telling me that I have this game on a more advanced system, and it's like a quarter of the content of, the game on, like, on the PS2. What? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what? And so, what do? They drip feed you the full game through DLCs. And it's like, come on, dude. Come on. And look, like, I understand maybe, yeah, it is. It is Prime BS. And like, look, I mean, some people will say, well, EU4 has all its DLCs and stuff like that. And sure. I'll give you that. EU4 has its DLCs, yeah, but like, you don't really get the sense. I don't know. I mean, like, I had played, like, the non-DLC version of the game, and it doesn't really feel like a unfinished game, really, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. And also, of course, they're working on this stuff, like, over time. Like, it's all, like, pretty unique content, or like it's where it's like, you definitely get the sense that as they're creating more features, they're dripping it in. It's not as if, Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't think that EU4 came out with a DLC timeline. Right. That's a better way to articulate it than I was doing. Thank you for that. But yeah, exactly. Like, and the first few DLCs were smaller than today's content packs. Yeah, like, I don't, yeah, exactly. I think that they were genuinely creating more content for the game as time went by. And, we got the depletion of the European beaver event. Furs are going to be a lot more valuable. That's good. That's good for anybody in the New World. Which, man, we've got a lot of those. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, I get the sense that they were genuinely releasing this stuff as, like, they're sort of making it, and. And they were being genuine about it. Can we bring this guy over, please? Thank you. Oh. Lost a battle here. Uh-oh. Now, part of that's because we didn't have a aid from these Valencians. Ooh, religious civil disorder in Sealy. I don't know why I'm interested in that, but. Uh-oh. Oh, Reformed versus Protestant. Oh, man. But yeah, man. As I said, they're actually creating new content as they're sort of coming up with, or releasing new content as they're sort of coming up with it. While, like, in the case of freaking, what do you call it? Star Wars Battlefront 3, like, dude, they're obviously just like they obviously had the full game already prepared, but then they released it, like, in bite-sized pieces. They drip-fed the game to you. Like, it was literally a 2. I mean, EU4 is a 4, but, like, it's fundamentally different than the games that came before it. Like, Battlefront 2, no, it's a Star Wars first-person or kind of third-person shooter. Like, that's not, anything like wow. It's not like it's the most, like, crazy innovative idea I've ever heard of. It's not like there hasn't been other games like that. So they're full of it, and that's kind of what a lot of these game companies have been doing these days. And I'm hoping that Paradox doesn't go down that path. Because, like, I'm telling you, man, I like Paradox as a studio a lot. And if they go down that sort of path with this, which it's looking like they might be doing, Like, and this is aside from any of these, like, all of that sort of, like, complexity aspects I was talking about. This is completely aside. Like, if they go down this whole, like, DLC schedule, drip feeding the full game to people, I'm going to lose a lot of respect for them as a company, for them as a studio, like, in all honesty. Like, I mean, I don't know if this is, like, fair, but I really, like, expect better from them. You know, I don't know. Like, I mean, they're a company, though, so, you know, I mean, ultimately they're going to do what makes them money, but, like, I don't know. Like, I always kind of took the devs at Paradox to be artistes, you know? Like, they're really people who are working on, like, you know, project of love, something they really like. Like, that's what these games always felt like. Because, I mean, honestly, man, there's never been a game studio like Paradox. Like, there really hasn't been. It's not like there haven't been strategy games before. You know, of course there have been. But, you know, nothing quite like the type of stuff that Paradox makes. I mean, really. There's been nothing like it before. So, I don't know. That's all I really have to say on the matter, I guess. So there's your very long-winded answer to a question you asked, you know, 30 minutes ago, probably already. I'm not really sure how much, but probably already like 30 minutes ago. Ooh, yeah, let's concentrate development here. So we concentrated development, right? So does that give me more development on my capital, or just throughout my capital state? I'm not really sure. I know I see at least one more development in my capital. I don't really exactly understand how consolidated development works, to be completely honest with you. Oh, wow, we can make a lot more caravels if we want. I think we should. I think we really should. We have plenty of money for it, too. That would really increase our trade income. So yeah, we'll just make caravels along our whole coast here. Or, you know, I could have just created a template and said, like, 20 caravels and just done it that way. I think I'll do that in the future. Anyway, ooh. Okay, let's fabricate our claim. Don't really care where. How are we doing over here? Okay, we're about to take this fort here. And when we do, we'll end this little stupid war over here in Australia, get our Australia colony. England is going after Carib. What is this? Trade decisions. Hey, we can get our free 3 Caracs again. Love that. Love how that happens. I love how that happens every once in a while. It's great. All right. Let us, yeah, so that is, I think, isn't that like the entire Chissy Federation? I believe it is, right? Yeah. They're gone. They're done. Take that, Chissy Federation. I agree, and especially agree with Paradox, people at Paradox making art. It would really suck if they became further corporatized. I don't think Johan wants that either. It's from higher up. Yeah, dude. And that's how it always is, man. It's always from upstairs, dude. It's always from upstairs. You know? And it's a shame. It's always from upstairs. It's always how it seems to go. Look at that, man. The entire deep south is mine, man. Gotta love that. Wow, everlasting victory. The English conquest of Vaud. Geneva will cede Vaud to France. And Trevistino and Ravenna to Venice. Wow. Or Treviso and Ravenna to Venice. Vaud. An everlasting victory. Wow. With Geneva only now holding Geneva. Wow, so France has like, what, over half of Switzerland now? Wow. Okay. We are also going to go ahead and pillage, annex migratory tribe. Let's do that. Pop's triangle trade conquers entire American South. Yeah, yep. Sorry, man. So, well, here's the thing. The reason I have the South, normally I feel like it's kind of like a strange choice is Portugal to go for the South. The thing is so I tried to beat Spain to getting like a whole like Caribbean colony, but honestly, like Castile really beat me to the punch on colonialism in a lot of ways. You might not like think that by looking around over here, but if you look at over here, like they really did. I mean, they got 3 colonists before me, and they had a higher settler growth rate. So they were able to beat me to the punch in Castile and West Indies and ended up getting the Treaty of Tordesillas before me. But I had kind of tried to catch up with them, and what I did was I just, for the first ones, I went for like, all like, of course, the centers of trade. So I got Aruba, Jamaica, and also that song Aruba, Jamaica. Da, 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 da. Anyway, that's why when I first got like Jamaica, I had a decision between Puerto Rico and Aruba, and because of that song, I went for Aruba. But I also went for Havana, of course. And so Havana, well, shoot, Federation popped up in Miami. So I was like, well, man, without even wasting any time with colonists, I could just like fabricate a claim here and, take some land in Florida and get like a little Americas colony. And man, ever since I got that Americas colony, I've spent like half of the 1500s just fending off constant attacks from all the natives over here. And in that time, I've just, enforced peace on every single one. Havana wasn't. Aruba and Jamaica were. Yeah, I had enforced peace on all the different natives, and they like almost never want to like actually enforce peace. And so I ended up, boom, taking the whole like American South and Louisiana along with it. So there you go. Can't hurt, right? And of course, I've been going through Mexico, and since I don't know if you've noticed this about this, but Castile is under a personal union. It's a junior part of France, which is pretty terrifying. And so that's one of the reasons I'm like trying to keep everything like super good with France all the time. Like I should even check 100 trust. I'm keeping my trust with them at 100. Like I'm really trying to stay in good with them. Yeah, Aruba, Jamaica, Bermuda, Bahama, Key Largo, Montego. They should have made that an achievement. They really should have. Hey, maybe, hey, if they can make that an achievement in EU5, I might change my tone a little bit. I'll tell you that. I might consider changing my tone a bit. What do you think of that? Huila, yeah, I think that might help us here is going for these guys, if for no other reason to take some of these soldiers out of the war here. They really should have made that achievement. Hopefully for EU5, right? Oh, nice one, Rio de la Plata. You've liberated yourselves. Well done. So how are we doing down here? Are you guys taking a bunch of... All right, go back to port then. What else should we have some of you guys do? Yeah, we'll top off our relations with France. We want to keep 100 trust, 200 relations. Do we have claims on Suez? Yeah, let's get claims on Suez. Like, why have we even allowed these guys to continue existing for this long? Just sucking up our trade power, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Also, these guys better hurry up and finish this up. You need to get these guys over here. My God. Like, how close are these guys to... Ooh, they're not... I mean, not too close. The one thing I don't really like about EU4 is the lack of nations outside of Eurasia. Like, they threw the Machiavellian view and reinforced Eurocentrism. Jesus, dude. Whoa. God, France is on a freaking rampage, man. Our call to arms against Aragon. Well, I mean, hey, man, at least we're getting some power projection out of this. I'm going to try to be the one to, like, get the siege in this fort. Said my guys over there. Oh, well, actually, if Torget does it, that could work. Wait, so is that the case? Like, there's not that many like nations outside of Eurasia anymore? Like, there's less than there was? Ooh, Genoese are kind of gonna mess with me. Like, is that a thing? I didn't know. There we go. Thank you guys for finishing this up. Let us take all these guys. Because, I mean, I haven't really, like... I mean, I think I've glanced at the full world map for EU5, but I haven't really, like... Really? Okay, I haven't really, like, looked at it that closely, you know? To be honest with you. Well, let's freaking annex this migratory tribe. Yeah, the area of present-day United States only has the Pueblo nations, Cahokia, and the Iroquois Confederacy. Really? Really? No Pequot, Powhatan, nothing? And I mean, those are probably like the most significant nations. But, you serious? Africa has less too? That's kind of wild. That's weird, I think. Because, I mean, there's plenty of no Pequot. Yeah, and dude, I mean, I mentioned Pequot, especially because, I mean, early on, like, there was like a major, like the Pequot, there were the Pequot Wars. You know, I mean, like, there was a full war between settlers and the Pequot. Like, it was pretty large, too. I'm from Connecticut, so no Pequot is at the front of my home. Oh, well, then I don't have to tell you about the Pequot Wars, my God. Then, I mean, so you know how, I mean, yeah, so then you know how ridiculous it is for them to not have them. I mean, that was like an organized, like, pretty organized nation, the Pequot. Like, I think they might be still around over here. Are they? Nah, they're gone, but... They even convert their culture, or is there Pequot culture or not? Well, I think they might be represented by the Massachusetts. Oh, no. Heckwatts are up here in Bennington right now. Yeah, man, they really insulted your homeland, my buddy, my guy. They really did. Oh yeah, let's get. Yeah, guys, let's get you guys the heck over here to liberate, or well, reconquer these areas from these rebels. We just have societies of pops, which will function as colonizable land at game start. Wow. Zacatecas Mine City. Which is where? I think it's here, right? No? Oh, Zacatecas. Wow. Goods produced. Okay. Okay. Nah. We'll, we're gonna reserve that for Lisbon, I think. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it sounds like they've basically taken the Pequot and making them as good as like this Ucayali province, with 1,000 natives. That's really stupid. Oh, well, huh. You know what I'm thinking? Those are going to show up in a DLC, won't they? Yeah, mark my words, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to show up in a DLC. I'll bet you anything, man. I bet you anything they're coming in a freaking DLC. I'll bet you good money. Conquest of Paradise 2. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen. I bet you. For coming out. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the heck out of it. I really do. I really, really do. I'm probably gonna end this pretty soon. Hey yo. I ended up getting the heck yeah, man. I ended up getting the freaking fort here. Let's go. Man, to think I've been at this for an hour and a half, and this whole Cusco war and everything, it just hasn't ended. It's just kept going. My God. My God. At least we've gotten over with this Australia war, finally. It's pretty sluggish, I'm not gonna lie. We've not been doing the speediest campaign, I won't lie to you guys. Not super impressed with myself this campaign. I'm not super impressed with myself, I won't lie to you. I won't lie. Is that our capital is giving us 29. So corn up here, corn up here, corn up here, corn up here. That makes 4. Oh my God. Whoa, dude. Why do we have a bunch of overextend? Why do we have 59% overextension? What is with that? What? All this? What? The Australian provinces are giving us that much overextension? What? Well, hurry up and core up then. Bialali. Or by Ali. Jesus, man. Cusco, not happening. My God, man. My God. We're down a lot of dudes. We need more manpower desperately. Let us invest in some barracks, man. Let's do that. Barracks. I think that would be a good plan. Down a lot of guys, man. Oh yeah, so disagreeing advisor. Let's see, who's our commandant? Yeah, I think we can go off with his head, can't we? Instead we'll get this guy. Get more monarch points, man. More monarch points. I noticed, guys, as soon as I kind of pass 1 hour and a half streaming, I start to get lag. It starts to lag out for me. Or it's the whole stream starts to lag out. And I don't know really why that is exactly. To be completely honest with you. I really don't know why it is, but it seems to just kind of always happen that way. So I might start calling it for the night pretty quick here. Wow, man. Jeez. So we're Mapuche too now, apparently. It's amazing. Just tremendous. Fantastic. What's our stupid missionaries doing? All right. Estoy solo viendo las notificaciones. Porque me viste. No estoy contestando nada. No se abren. All right, what should we do with this other good old colonist? I think in another beautiful province down here, right? I think so. I think so. All right, so we can get these. Oh my god, dude! Can this like new Portugal colony get their shit together? I'm sorry, dude. What the hell, man? I mean, like, why do I constantly have to deal with this? Them. Anyway, so we got. We can take another idea group. Which, by the way, let's get us mass battery. Let's get our. Let's get our artillery combat ability. Let's get our fort defense and artillery fire. Wow. Wow. So there we go. Got our ambitions. Got the fort defense. We've completed our ideas, man. That's great. It's great to see. So now as far as idea groups, trade power could be really good. Global trade power, 20%. I mean, can you go wrong with that? I don't really think you can. Of course, quantity ideas could be good. Could be good for us. Influence ideas. That could be quite good. That could be quite good. I will. Think about this. For this stream, I'm not going to pick another idea group. Get out for a little while. But we've got some military policies: land leader fire, manpower recovery speed, land attrition, superior supply systems. I'm actually going to look up which is better because I don't know which is better. It's kind of cheating, but I'll do it anyway. I'll go ahead and do it anyway. But oh, no kidding, my internet is getting pretty slow. Whoa. I've got Copilot open on the other monitor here. Anyway, in the meantime, that's loading up. We'll continue on with our stuff here. We got another. Ooh, Bohemia, man. Wow. Let's make sure we got good relations with Torgat because I would like to annex these fools pretty soon. In EU4 for Portugal, Mining Act or superior supply systems. Let's see what they say. Great question, especially for a nation like Portugal that thrives on exploration, colonization, and trade in EU4. Let's break down the two policies. Mining Act. So economic and administrative policy. Well, it's military. Wrong. Mining Act. Okay. Mining Act is the mill policy for +1 land leader fire. Okay, so now they're comparing. So if we're aggressive and conquest driven, go mining act. If we're playing colonial and strategic attrition games, superior supply systems might be a better pick. Yeah. For more details, please see Hearts of Iron 3 on how to make a flawless logistics simulator. That's funny. Might just pick this one just for that. What the hell? I might use some of this like beautiful added power for deving up this little gold province a little bit. Again, I know like it was depleted before once in this game, but I may as well dev it up, get a few extra ducats. Or the low on manpower. Hell, I have no manpower. I'm down 18,000 men. I'm probably taking a bunch of no, I'm not even taking that crazy attrition here. Chachapoya. That's crazy. All right. Can we take out these guys? Can we annex Chachapoya? Cool. Cajamarca, we will concentrate development. Okay. So we've got 4 provinces already coring up. So we'll go for this one. And once these are all cored up, we will have our Peru colony. All right. Do what you're gonna do, Cusco. See how you can do without your allies here in this war. Now it doesn't really matter how long this takes. Now that we don't now that we've got these coring up, it doesn't really matter how long this war lasts with Cusco. Like if these guys are already cored up and we got our Portuguese Peru going, then that's even better, to be honest. All these provinces will just be automatically added to the colony. Which, how much can we take, in theory? In theory here. Of course, making sure we get all these gold provinces, right? May as well get this cloth province, right? Oh, no. That looks good to me. That I think would be perfect. Yeah. So let's see if we can, no hurry then on this war here. No hurry at all. Hopefully this gets done. That's got to get done soon. Come on. Come on, man. Meanwhile, over here, man, can we reinforce this army pretty soon? Because we need to take these rebels down, man. Oh, thank you, France. Thanks, guys. They gave this to Castile, wow. I guess if anything, they will be giving these to Castile because Castile has cores in all of these, huh? Yeah. So when they're doing all that, let us put these guys to work. Where should you go? Where do you guys want to go? What kind of areas can you make a lot of money in? Safi? Let's send them to the Caribbean. We should send a few to Safi, definitely. Oh, nice. Did I just see someone declare war on our new Portugal colony again? Oh my god. Said you guys to Safi. Meanwhile, we will of course make another. I'm sorry, not another. We will make finally our our naval template, so we can just make like a whole mess of freaking ships, man. Shit. Have a good night. Yeah, since I mean, sorry, I think it cut. I think it cut out there for a second. But yeah, guys, EU4 crashed, so that's fine. I think right now we'll call it for the night. But man, kind of a wild